Hi, Blind Guy Garage again. So, this video is about the Briggs Stratton camshaft in the Intech single cylinder. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to get to it anyhow. Right quick. It shouldn't take long. This motor here is blowed completely up. When you turn it over, like literally rolling it, like pick it up and turn it on its side, it makes all kinds of noises, like we've got marbles and rocks and stuff in there. So this one ought to be interesting when we open her up. So get you one. They work. So you're going to take all the bolts off. This is upside down, and they've got a thread locker on them. I don't typically have to put it back on them when I put them back together after doing this, but we're not going to go back together with this motor or this video. This is just a video to show you where it's at and why your engine more than likely ain't starting, if it is because of the camshaft. That one didn't want to come out. There, did it. That one wasn't even tight all the way. And I like keeping these bolts, mainly because I go through I do a lot of engine work, and we have to put these cams in them and things and such and whatnots. Let's see here. I get a hammer, yeah, and tap. You don't, kamikaze this thing. You pull up on the other side, and it oughta, unless this motor, some of them have another little bolt and stuff here and there. Let me see here. Maybe I didn't get them all. Counting them up. Not that I have that memorized. I'm just doing my due diligence to make sure I'm not fighting a losing battle here. Alright. I'm tapping on this steel plug. You can tap right there too. I mean, I'm going to hit it pretty hard and it ain't going to break it off. But I must have another bolt in there somewhere. Come on now. Do you see it? Tell me about it then if you see it, golly. I don't see nothing. What the what? Nope. Oh yeah, there it is. You probably want to drain your oil, of course, before you do this, but to be honest, I've done it without draining the oil because I knew exactly what I was going to do, and I throw it open and then turn it over and drain the oil after that. But it's only because I was in a hurry and I forgot. And you'll hear it let go too. It'll make a... There it goes. There it goes. Alright. Upsy daisy. Oil pan off. Some of these will have oil filter and stuff attached to it. This is the oilless. Oh, and we're... See, alright, look here. This gunk and stuff in there, that is from running too low of a viscosity of oil. Running 1030 and stuff in these is not okay. Not okay. The people will be like, well, it's not been maintenance properly. No, it's not that. You need to run 2050 or at least straight 30. If you only have 1030, throw some Lucas engine oil stabilizer or something in there. Don't run that mess. Alright, here's your cam. There's your governor. See? And it rides on a little gear. and it spins. And as it spins, this comes out, pushes on your throw rod for the carburetor. And that's what, you know, the faster it spins, the harder it pushes on this and things and whatnots and stuffs. These, I've never had these break in the single cylinder, even though they're not made super strong. I mean, it's got plastic, it's all plastic, but just never had them go bad. The V-twins, yes, the V-twin ones, yes, they go bad quite a bit. Oh boy, that's bad news. So that was supposed to be right here, and it broke clean off. Which is our cam gear okay? That feels all right. Just making sure y'all are on my head the proper direction. Oh boy, I think we have a broke cam. No. What? Wow, that was a good one. Alright, so typically, you see this little right here, this little right there, this thing, that little booger is what'll ruin your day. Because what it does is you got a little flat spot there. And when it's out, it ain't hitting nothing. When it's in like this, it's hitting something. And what it's hitting is the valve that rides right yonder. And it's called a compression release. Because I'm guessing Briggs wanted to make their starters cheaper. So they went through all of this trouble. But what it... Hey, there's push rod. So what it does is it pushes, this valve is sitting here on this, and it runs up and down, and it bumps it. This is your tap it for your valve. And it, because we're solid lift here, buddy. That's racing stuff right yonder. So it pops it up and opens some, lets a little bit of compression pop out. Typically, if the motor has got a good compression release and camshaft and da-da-da-da-da-da, you have 60 psi. So no, you don't have a catastrophic failure if you only have 60 psi. You have, that's counterweight. And the counterweight on the flew off the crank. Not the crankshaft counterweight, but the counterweight that makes it not, or balances the engine, the balancer. It's got a big, right there, this thing. That's it right there. It didn't fly off. So what? Oh boy, that's bad. Okay. It's starved of oil, and you can file your fingernail with that crankshaft. You can do some serious machining with that crankshaft. It's no good. So, but miraculously, this camshaft didn't get hurt, so she's going in the keeper box. I would have shown you on that gear, but I can't. But on this gear, there should be a dot. Maybe that one. There's a dot on your cam gear. Man, the debris and stuff stuck all over this cam is terrible. I can't believe this thing was in good shape. Good enough shape, anyway. Usually... you'll have a little dot on the cam, and it may look like that. And it'll be on the gear. That has to line up with another dot on that gear that's on the crankshaft. And I may have thrown the rest of that down in yonder. Let's see. This is the gear. Does it have a dot on this piece? No dot. Okay. We got more pieces. What? Well, what? You know what? Tain't no oil in it. What's gonna come out of there? buddy. This one was pretty bad. This one said kablooey. Oh my gosh. Pretty bad. Holy crap. And how stuff doesn't come out of this engine. I mean, I don't even understand how they even stay, like there's no holes in the block. Let's see here. That's not a, nope, that's a piece of the counterweight. That's a piece of rod. Some random piece of aluminum. More piece of rod, more counterweight. Well, shoot, y'all. That gummit. I wanted to show y'all that piece. There's the rod cap and bolt right there. That's part of it. It's wonderful. Yeah, this is, oh boy. Oh yeah, here you go. See how bad that rod cap is? You can only imagine how bad the crank is, right? That's aluminum and it's tore up that bad. So yeah, let's go to one that's already been, I think we'll have one out here that'll be already the bottom opened up, kind of thing. Hey, this one, the kids got the crankshaft and all out of that one, didn't they? Boy, they got after it on that mower engine. Oh, here we go. Alright, this is not the same engine, but same concept. It is Briggs. This is a Briggs V-twin. They do the same thing on this one too. You'll see a dot or a mark on the crank gear. Hopefully y'all see it, because I can't feel it with my finger. Typically I can, but I just can't. Sometimes it's too rusted. It's been sitting out here in the weather too long. Yep. But that's what you do. So you line your cam up with, I know there's another motor out here that's down to that point. Oh well. No, we still got stuff on there. What's your name? Yeah, that's a Briggs Stratton as well. And it's another one that might need the single cylinder. It's another one that needs the cam pulled out of it that we didn't get done. I didn't tell them. It's my fault. My fault. Let's see. No, well, you get the gist, I hope. But so what the problem will, the symptom will be, is the starter just doesn't seem to have enough power to push or to twist the engine over. And you'll put an extra battery on it or a jump starter and all this stuff, and you might get it to hit off one time, but if it don't stay running, it won't start back up again. It just, there's no chance. The starter just will not have enough to do it, and you end up burning the starter up or burning the harness up on the mower and all kind of stuff. Well, more than likely it's your compression release. So what you do a compression test. If that thing's got way higher compression than 60 psi, we're well over 90 at cranking, your camshaft's bad. It threw that counterweight off. And these break all the time, and it don't tear up the inside of the engine at all. Normally, this doesn't come off and break the engine. This just comes off and falls down in the pan, and you're good. So you get another one of these from Briggs. I've not had an aftermarket one work yet. Okay, so there is that. I've not had an aftermarket one be any good. And mainly because you know you're going to have a good one if this right here, the pin, see the counterweight's loose, but that's not a big problem. The pin being loose is the problem. If that pin walks out too far, what happens is this gets snapped off, which this pin I may not keep this cam. Because that pin, look how far it's walking out. See, that's where it's supposed to be running at. So what happens is it'll run. This swings out too far. Gets knocked off by the tappet, which snaps the pin off. This goes down into the, because it's sitting in there like that. This goes into there, and it gets cut in half, but it doesn't tear the gear up. It usually doesn't break the gear off the crank or any of that kind of stuff. And then but you can't just buy that, because once it's wallered that hole out and makes it do that, it's over. And then you got it. I mean, you could possibly, they might sell the gear and the counterweight and the spring and all that stuff separate from the cam, but it ain't worth it. Just, it's like 80 bucks. I know it's kind of high, but that engine's about $700, I think, new. It depends on which one you have. Just replace it with a Briggs Stratton cam. I don't trust the aftermarket on that. I've done it twice, and no bueno. No trabajo no más. It ran for like an hour, and it broke. What we got? I think, yeah, there's some more. Look there. Haha. So this is one I kept. A lot less play. Oh yeah, see? You look right through there. See how that cam is not sticking out at all? That piece. And it is there. That's a good tight one. The pin is walking around just a tiny bit, but not enough to do any damage inside the motor. So that's the keeper box. And I don't know, guys, it made a video, but that thing is, I don't know if you want to see it in the video, that thing is out there. It's almost, hey, I can actually see it in the silhouette of the, yeah, man, I'm not keeping that sucker. I'm not keeping it. I'm not going to go through the trouble put that in a motor, especially if it ends up being one I'm trying to help somebody out with. And I mean, we're about to fall apart right now. No, let's woe out. That's what happens when you can't keep nothing when you ran them with no oil or low oil or the wrong oil. So put the right oil in them. We're just gonna, let's see. I can just kind of see the trailer. I can't tell where it, I think it broke. Let's see here. But yep, that's that problem. There's a ton of them. But this will help you diagnose the camshaft broke. Yeah, that means, yep, you got to pull it clean off. Flip it upside down. Take the pan off. The whole shebang. And I think, I can't remember if the governor comes through the, oh, there's so much material stuck on it. Yeah, that was a good one. Golly, that was a bad motor. I was trying to see if I could find the gut where the governor shaft comes through. Yeah, so you don't even have to set your governor back. You just set that governor back in the place, and we might do a reassembly video when I have some hands and stuff here, you know, seeing eye people, things like that. But so yeah, if she cranks and it goes do a compression test first before you go through a new starter, new battery, jumper box, all this stuff. Oh crap, I burnt the mower up a little bit. I burnt the power wire clean off of it. Hey, burn up the solenoid too, because it melted it, because it's trying to put too much amperage for too long of a period of time on a starter that doesn't want to turn an engine that's got way too much compression to turn the starter. Yeah. Compression test. See how much pressure it's got. It should be somewhere around 60 psi. It can be a little more, a little less. It just depends on how much that stuff. It just kind of depends on how much it's pushing on the compression release on the valve or the tappet, whatever. So if you have really high, you know, and it won't still crank, and let's just say you figure out a way to get it to turn it by hand, or you usually, some people will, I've done it where you help it twist by hand on top and it pops off and it starts running, and that works until the engine gets hot, and then it has more compression, and now you can't even do that because the starter just won't have enough to get it around the next revolution. You got to do this, and it's going to suck. It's a lot of work, but you can save a $700 mower or engine, and you know your $400 mower is still running. Thank you guys. I hope this video helped you some. Like, share, and subscribe this stuff around, especially to our disabled community. Let's do something cool. Thank you guys. Have a blessed one.